Welcome to a journey that will take you from ordinary to extraordinary. This journey starts with the easy art of planning your day. A lot of people may find the thought of planning and growing as a person scary or unknown. We find ourselves going through life based on the waves, reacting instead of moving on purpose. On the other hand, here's a basic truth. We can all take charge and steer our ship toward any destination we choose. Simple things like making a list, setting priorities, and committing to important tasks are the keys to this power. It's not just people who naturally like to organize things or have big goals that can use this process. Anyone can get to it at any time and from anywhere. Planning your day gives you more than just order or a way to get things done faster. That's an opportunity to talk to yourself, figure out what you really want, and face your fears. You can connect with your inner goals by taking a few minutes every morning or every night to think about what you want to achieve. This act of reflection doesn't have to be hard or difficult. Is there something very important I want to do today? That's a good place to start. Finding the answer to this question will help you stay on track as you grow as a person, like a star in the night. Making a list confronts us with the mirror of our intentions. This act of writing down not only clarifies our thinking, but also solidifies our commitment to ourselves. Seeing our tasks, desires, and dreams written on paper, they become more than mere thoughts. They transform into tangible goals, concrete steps towards self-knowledge and self-realization. The list becomes our personal treasure map, marking the path to the jewels of personal fulfillment. Setting priorities emerges as the next natural step in our journey. In a world where distractions are constant and demands seem endless, consciously choosing what to focus on is an act of rebellion. It is a recognition of our power to decide what is valuable to us. The 80-20th rule reminds us that not all actions have the same impact. Identifying and dedicating our energy to that 20% that produces 80% of our results can be liberating. It allows us to escape the tyranny of the urgent and embrace what is truly important. Finally, action. Planning and reflection are fundamental, but without action, they remain as unattainable dreams. The magic of personal growth manifests when we take that step, when we transform thought into action. No matter how small the step you take, what counts is the consistency and intention behind it. Every action is an affirmation of your ability to influence your own life, a celebration of your progress towards becoming the fullest version of yourself. In this show, I encourage you to see planning not only as a way to get things done quickly, but also as a way to help yourself and grow. We'll talk about how this simple action can lead to a lot of new opportunities and help you live your life with more meaning, clarity, and joy. People often think of planning as just a way to stay organized, but it's really a great way to grow as a person. For this first step toward a fuller and more important life, it deserves to be looked into with all the care and attention it deserves. By learning how to plan, we not only get our daily tasks in order, but we also make plans for our hopes and dreams, making them into goals that we can actually reach. Finding your deepest goals and wishes is the first step in planning. As you go through this process, it's important to let your dreams come true and not hold yourself back by self-censorship or fear of failing. Real planning isn't just making sure you get everything done. It also means making time for things that feed your soul, push you to grow, and help you become the person you want to be. When we approach planning from this perspective, every activity, every scheduled task becomes an expression of our most authentic priorities and values. This approach transforms planning from a mere logistical exercise into a powerful affirmation of our intentions and purposes in life. The first step to effective planning is to deeply connect with our values and what truly matters to us. This connection acts as the compass that will guide our daily decisions and actions. By clearly defining what we value, our activities and goals align more closely with our authentic selves, leading to a more coherent and fulfilling life. To discover these core values, it is helpful to spend time on introspection and reflection. What activities make me feel most alive? In what moments do I feel most like myself? The answers to these questions can reveal what you truly value and wish to cultivate in your life. With our values as a guide, the next step is to set meaningful goals that reflect these priorities. These goals should not be seen merely as achievements or results, but as milestones on the path to our self-realization and happiness. By setting goals that resonate with our deepest values, every step toward their attainment feels enriching and motivating. It is vital to approach this process with a growth mindset, viewing each goal not as a final destination, but as a stage in our journey of personal development. This allows us to remain flexible, adapting and learning from the challenges we inevitably encounter along the way. When we set clear goals, daily planning turns into the engine that powers us toward them. This is the best place to show off your planning skills. We can handle our goals better and be more sure of them when we break them down into daily tasks. This process of breaking down big goals into smaller tasks and clear steps is very important for staying on track and not getting overwhelmed. Every day is a new chance to reach our goals, even if it's just a little step. How consistent and intentional we are in what we do is the key. When we see even the most boring jobs as part of our bigger journey to grow as people, they take on a new meaning. Reviewing and reflecting on your plans on a daily basis is an important part of planning that is often overlooked. Because of this process, we can not only change our direction as needed, but we can also celebrate our successes and learn from our mistakes. At the end of each day, week, or month, we can improve our planning by taking a moment to think about what went well, what didn't, and why. This can help us live a more focused and satisfying life. So planning is more than just making a list of things you need to do each day. Practice that helps you live by your deepest values, reach your deepest goals, and become the best and most realized version of yourself is a powerful tool for personal growth. Planning is not only necessary for getting things done, but it's also a way to boost your confidence and grow as a person. It can lead to a life with meaning, happiness, and real success. This is the real magic and art of planning, and it's something we can all give ourselves. Having delved into the world of planning and discovered how it can be a powerful tool for personal growth, we come to the next step of this journey: the clarity that comes from making lists. This step, although it may seem simple or even trivial at first glance, is actually a deeply revealing and transformative practice. Through the creation of lists, you can not only organize your days and tasks, but also clarify your goals, priorities, and what you value most in life. At first glance, making a list may seem like a merely organizational task. We jot down what we need to do, what we want to achieve, or even what we need to remember. However, this act of writing goes beyond simple organization. It is a physical manifestation of our thoughts, desires, and commitments. By transferring our ideas from thought to paper or screen, we make them tangible, real. This transition is the first step towards the materialization of our dreams and goals. The true magic of making lists lies in the mental clarity it provides. In our fast-paced, information-saturated world, our attention is easily scattered. We find ourselves jumping from one task to another, often without completing them to satisfaction or fully understanding why they are important to us. By making a list, we force our minds to focus, to consider what is truly important and what deserves our time and energy. This act of selecting and prioritizing is an exercise in self-knowledge. We ask ourselves not only what we need to do, but also why we are doing it. What place does this task hold in the grand scheme of our personal goals and values? What does each thing on the list do to help us grow and be healthy? Getting honest answers to these questions can help us learn more about ourselves and what we really want out of life. Making a list is also a way to show yourself that you care. We're making a deal when we write down our plans, goals, and chores. This deal isn't with someone else, it's with our future selves. This is what I value. This is what I'm trying to achieve. This is what I promise to do. The written promise can be a strong motivator, constantly telling us of our goals and helping us stay on track, even when problems or distractions try to throw us off. Another important thing about making lists is being able to break down big, often overwhelming goals into small, doable tasks. At first, a goal like changing jobs or getting healthier can seem very hard. However, breaking the goal down into specific, doable steps makes it less scary and easier to reach. This process not only helps us take real steps toward our goals, but it also gives us lots of chances to celebrate small wins, which is important for staying motivated over time. Lists are not static. They are living documents that reflect our growth, learning, and change. Therefore, it is important to review and reevaluate our list regularly. This review process allows us to reflect on our progress, reconsider our priorities, and adjust our focus as needed. Life is unpredictable, and our desires and needs can change over time. By allowing our lists to evolve with us, we ensure that they always align with our current values and goals. Lists act as a bridge between planning and action. By having clarity about what we need to do and why it is important, we are better equipped to take concrete actions. Each completed item on our list is a step forward in our journey of personal growth and a tangible affirmation of our commitment to ourselves and our life vision. This is all to say that making lists is more than just a way to stay organized. It is a strong way to clear your mind, stay focused, make a personal pledge, and take action. Not only can lists help you organize your daily life, but they can also help you grow as a person with more meaning and purpose. You can make it easier to reach your goals and build a life that truly shows who you are and what you value when you learn how to make lists. As we go further on our path to a happy and useful life, we hit a very important stage, setting priorities. At this important point in your personal growth journey, you need to think about more than just adding jobs and goals to your plans and lists. Ask you to think about what's important, to tell the difference between what's urgent and what's important, and to make choices that are in line with your core values and truest goals. But how should we go about this process of making goals work well? An idea that seems so easy but is very powerful is the key. Start with the smallest things. Prioritizing is an art that requires both introspection and action. At its core, setting priorities means making conscious decisions about where to direct our energy, time, and resources. However, in a world where demands seem endless and time limited, this task can feel overwhelming. This is where the strategy of starting small reveals itself as a revolutionary approach. The idea of starting small is not the norm in a society that often values greatness and speed above all else. However, this approach is rooted in the recognition that significant changes are built on the foundations of small habits, decisions, and actions. By focusing on the smallest and most manageable tasks, we not only make the process of working towards our goals less intimidating, but also facilitate maintaining momentum and motivation over time. There is a solid psychological foundation behind the power of the small. Small tasks are easier to start and complete, providing an immediate sense of accomplishment. This feeling of progress is essential for our intrinsic motivation. Additionally, by completing these small tasks, we are effectively building a series of victories, reinforcing our confidence in our ability to achieve our goals. An effective technique in the process of setting priorities is to break down our large goals into smaller, more specific components. For example, if our goal is to write a book, starting small could mean setting the initial task of writing 200 words a day. This way of doing things makes the end goal seem more attainable and lets us feel good about our progress as we work toward bigger goals. It's possible for small habits to make big changes in our lives if we do them regularly. It might not seem like much to spend 5 minutes a day on something like yoga or reading, but over time, these small actions can have a big effect on our health and growth. For real change to happen, these small actions must be repeated over and over again, not just one big effort. It's important to set priorities with purpose, taking into account not only your jobs and goals, but also your values and what you want to grow in your life. This unique method helps you pick out what is important to you and what is the most important thing right now. When you do this, your values and goals become more in line with your daily life. This makes your life more meaningful and brings you closer to personal satisfaction. Part of prioritizing effectively involves learning to say no to tasks, obligations, and demands that do not align with our values or goals. This is often one of the most challenging aspects of setting priorities, but also one of the most liberating. By protecting our time and energy for the tasks that truly matter, we give ourselves the space to grow in the directions we desire. The process of setting priorities is a continuous cycle of reflection and adjustment. What is a priority for us can change over time as we evolve and grow. Therefore, it is important to regularly review our priorities, reflect on what we have learned, and adjust our focus as needed. This practice of self-evaluation and adaptability not only keeps us on the path to our goals, but also fosters an attitude of openness and growth throughout our lives. Therefore, making a list of your goals, especially by starting small, is an important part of your growth as a person. Focusing on what's important, enjoying small wins, and building your life with intention are all things that this book shows you. You can move toward your goals with confidence, clarity, and a new sense of what's possible if you take this method. Action is the most important thing we can do to support planning, clarity, and prioritization as we move forward on our path to personal growth and a satisfying life. Even with the most detailed plans, the most thorough lists, and the most carefully chosen goals, they are still just ideas that can't be put into action. Action is what connects the world of ideas to the real world. It's the key that lets you into new opportunities and turns your dreams and goals into real-life experiences. You need to know that action is necessary, but what really makes a difference is putting what you know into practice. That which is done is what changes things, what makes possibilities come true. Taking steps toward our goals, on the other hand, can be scary. Fear of failing, putting things off, and laziness are all problems we all have to deal with. That being said, it is important to remember that any activity, no matter how small, is better than doing nothing. But one of the most powerful truths about action is that it generates momentum. Every step you take toward your goals, no matter how small, fuels your confidence and builds a current of energy that propels you forward. This momentum is self-sustaining. The more you act, the more you want to act, and the more capable you feel of facing greater challenges. This is the magic of momentum. It transforms the initial struggle for action into a continuous flow of progress and fulfillment. The fear of failure is perhaps the greatest enemy of action. It paralyzes us, keeps us trapped in comfort zones, and prevents us from reaching our true potential. However, by changing our perception of failure, we can free ourselves from its bonds. Failure is not a dead end, but an integral part of the process of learning and growth. Every mistake, every setback offers valuable lessons that we can use to adjust our course and strengthen our resolve. Not all action is equally effective. Action for the sake of action, without direction or purpose, can lead to mindless exhaustion. The key is conscious and directed action. Actions that are aligned with our goals, values, and priorities. This approach requires continuous reflection, being honest about what we did and how it turned out. We can make sure that every step we take gets us closer to our deepest goals if we keep our eyes on our goals and are willing to learn. In the world of action, the idea of starting small also works. Things that make a big difference often start with small steps, simple acts that add up to big results. And this way of doing things makes the change process less scary and easier to handle. We can celebrate small wins along the way, which keeps us motivated and dedicated to our long-term goals. To take effective action, you need to keep reflecting and making changes. It's important to stop and think about what worked, what didn't, and why after each action. When we evaluate, we can learn from our mistakes and make our plans for action better. By learning as a part of our growth, we make sure that the things we do in the future are better, thought out, more effective, and in line with our greatest goals. Taking action is without a doubt the key to unlocking the potential of everything you've learned on your path to personal growth. It is what turns dreams into reality and makes possibilities come true. When you take deliberate, focused action, face your fears, enjoy every step, and learn from every experience, you move steadily toward the life you want to make. Action is the road itself, not just a step on it. You change with each step on this road, getting you closer to being the most true and happy version of yourself. As we delve into the depths of our journey toward personal growth, we have explored planning, the clarity that comes from making lists, the art of setting priorities starting small, and the crucial importance of action. Each of these steps brings us closer to achieving our goals and realizing our potential. However, there is one element that ties all of this together, enabling us not only to reach our objectives, but also to sustain our progress and continue growing. Momentum. Momentum, or the driving force behind your consistent effort, is what keeps you moving toward your goals, even when you face obstacles or challenges. Maintaining this momentum is not always easy. Life can throw unexpected curves, motivation can wane, and distractions can pull you off course. Here lies the importance of conscious strategies and practices that help you sustain your momentum and keep moving forward. One of the most effective ways to maintain momentum is to celebrate our achievements, no matter how small. Each step we take toward our goals is a triumph that deserves recognition. These celebrations reinforce our sense of accomplishment and fuel our motivation to keep going. Additionally, by recognizing and valuing the progress we've made, we reaffirm our commitment to our goals and the process of personal growth. Consistency in our actions is fundamental to sustaining momentum. Daily practice and commitment to small actions toward our goals create a current of continuous progress. Consistency helps us develop habits and routines that support our growth. And over time, these habits become the backbone of our success. Keeping up the momentum also takes being able to change and adapt. We already said that the way to our goals isn't always a straight line. We need to be able to deal with changes and get past problems in order to keep going forward. We can better deal with problems and keep making progress over time if we're open to new ideas and ways of doing things and ready to change our plans as needed. To keep going, we need to watch out for getting too comfortable. People can become complacent when they are too used to their current pattern or when they lose sight of their long-term goals. Keeping an open mind and a desire to improve ourselves helps us avoid getting comfortable and keep pushing ourselves to grow. Keeping up the pace is important for reaching your goals and growing as a person. It takes a mix of celebrating successes, having short-term goals, being consistent, being able to change, getting help, thinking about what went well, and making a commitment to continuing to improve yourself. You can keep moving forward in your growth by making these habits a part of your daily life. And remember, the journey of personal growth is as much about the destination as it is about the journey itself. Every step you take transforms you, and maintaining momentum allows you to fully enjoy each moment of this transformative journey. Throughout this journey, we have explored the foundational pillars of our personal evolution, from planning and clarity in our lists to the importance of prioritization and taking action. We have discovered how to maintain momentum on our path to achieving our goals and flourishing as individuals. As we approach the conclusion of this journey, I want to leave you with a message of inspiration, a guiding light for your days, months, and years ahead. Significant change begins with self-belief. Believing in your ability to grow, change, and overcome challenges is the foundation upon which all other efforts are built. This self-belief will propel you forward, even when the path becomes difficult and goals seem distant. Remember that growing as a person means finding out who you really are and who you are becoming. Enjoy every moment and lesson you learn along the way. They all add to your unique story. There are both beautiful and difficult parts of the path to personal growth and making your dreams come true. Every step you take and every problem you solve makes your life deeper and more interesting. Embrace the process of learning with joy and appreciation, because each lesson is a step toward your own happiness. Life is only stable when things change. Accept this fact. It sets you free and gives you power. You can adapt and grow through changes if you learn to go with the flow. With each new task, flexibility and toughness get better. As we say goodbye to this show, I want you to remember not only the words and ideas we shared, but also the promise to follow through on them. The path to personal growth is different for each of us, but we all want to live a full, important, and real life. Do not wait for the ideal time. Now is the time to start. Begin by taking the first step, then the next, and keep going with courage, pride, and happiness. Thanks for going with me on this trip. It has been an honor to spend this time with you, discovering the depths of our own growth and getting to know our full potential. What we've learned together should give you hope and energy to face your own road with new determination. As a farewell until we meet again, I offer this: live with purpose, love deeply, and grow without limits. Remember that people who believe in the beauty of their dreams will have a great future. Until we meet again, keep going, keep growing, and keep shining. And